Did these always not make a little clicky? Oh well. I gotta wait till some more people get in here before we talk about what's going on with the Celtics and Kyrie. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We'll just hop into a
It's
game.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
So yeah, we don't know if right now if Kyrie is actually going to be in Boston or if he's going to be in Cleveland. Honestly, as a Celtics fan, I'm okay with keeping everything and not trading for Kyrie. I know some people are saying, well, the Celtics' hands are tied, but like, why are the hands tied? Because they have two players who are going to be unhappy. Like, who cares? You know, one of them is on an expiring contract. He has to play, and he either has to play or he's going to be out with an injury. So, like, what's the dilemma with Isaiah Thomas? I don't see any dilemma. The other player is Crowder. Well, that might be an issue. You might have to get rid of Crowder. Other than that, I don't really see the issue with keeping Isaiah Thomas in the Brooklyn pick. So if it were me, I definitely wouldn't give away another first round pick. I'd say this is the deal, and that's it. Because they're also getting Zizic, Crowder, and a pick. A huge pick. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll put Jaylen Brown in there. So yeah, I mean, as a Celtics fan, I already feel like we're giving up, a decent amount. And I wouldn't give up any more, personally. But what are they going to do? Feed the post. There we go. But yeah, it'd be really interesting. See what happens.
It's the home of the Wizards here in Washington, D.C. as 2K Sports brings you today's action live from the Verizon Center. Welcome to what should be a great Saturday night for the NBA.
But yeah, I'm definitely
With
not.
Greg Anthony,
Why the hell
Clark
would they
Kellogg,
give
and
up
our sideline
Tatum?
reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Hart.
I don't know if Tatum's going to be any good.
They're just off a road trip, and the Wizards are looking to settle back
for just
here
Kyrie.
at home.
You've already
They've
given
been
up
playing
a
very
lot.
well lately. It's been 4 wins for them in their
your
last
whole
5 games.
Draft picks.
And this should be fun, guys. They see this team a lot, 4 times during the regular season, and so far they've split the first 2.
Well, if he
So
does that,
they seem pretty
give up Tatum.
evenly matched. A chance to build some confidence with a win tonight.
Yeah, I think they're really highly motivated in this one. It becomes a pretty good chess match at this point. As you mentioned, both teams evenly matched. You've seen each other a few times. You know each other's tendencies. And the coaches really can factor in games and situations like this.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. T is out there with Horford, and it's Hayward. Then there's Brown, and it's Irving at the 1.
I didn't mean to do that.
So for Washington, their last game, a loss to Indiana.
And the issues they had defensively, in part, I thought, was a huge factor.
Wow.
Really compounded, I think, because it was a road game for them.
Well, they gave the crowd a bunch to cheer about. And when you do that, you put yourself in a really tough position trying to come away with a road win.
T, the pass to Irving. Off the mark there with the
Oh,
three-point
he
shot.
almost got that. Oh, we have an injury already? No way. I'm not accepting that. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, just for the excitement factor, I'd like to see Isaiah go to Cleveland, Kyrie come here, but I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth
The
it
2K Sports pregame show.
for the Celtics to have given up that much stuff and then give up something else. You never know what draft picks are going to be, but I definitely wouldn't give up the Lakers pick. They already gave up the Brooklyn pick. Alright, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'm still not very good at this game. unfortunately. There's just a lot you can do in the game. A lot you can mess around with. Like the plays you can call, and I mean, you could probably just call the same play every time. There's that one play where somebody cuts across to the basket. You could probably get a shot off every time.
From the Verizon Center, we're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan. Joining me, Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and courtside Doris
Defense.
Taking a look at Boston. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA right now. No question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
And guys, you know, no matter what happens today, I bet they'll be happy to have this game behind them because it's the third one they've played in the past 4 days, and they've got to be ready for a breather.
Yeah, I mean, the NBA does you no favors in terms of the schedule. And
Had
the
to shoot it because he was going to get it.
Very easy to have a letdown under these circumstances.
What the heck? Like, I thought he put limit the perimeter shots. Like, get him. Play tight on him. I don't accept that.
Hey, I liked the video and sub to you. Keep grinding. Can you sub back?
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Let's see. I'll put... I don't understand what that option does. I mean, I'm controlling the player that shoots it, so does that not do anything? If you control the guy that shoots it? I don't know. I like that Shooting Stars meme is in this game.
Washington, D.C.
I want to make that like the only song that plays. I'll have to set that up.
Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Taking a look at Boston. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA. Right now, no question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
I'll tell you what, Kevin, this team is really homed in on wanting to play its best basketball prior to the All-Star break. They want to have some positive momentum going into that break, and the way they're playing, they're going to have it.
Definitely. You know, you don't want to go into the All-Star break feeling bad about yourselves as a team, and you don't have to worry about that because they're looking great.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Boston. They've got Horford, Hayward out there with T. Then there's Irving, and it's Rozier in at the 1.
Go, go, go.
And for the last 3 seasons, what a talented young backcourt John Wall and Bradley Beal have become.
Wide open.
Wall drafted
So
first
they just kind
overall,
of
Beal
automatically
third
shoot it.
in different drafts. A little lottery luck, if you will, and great scouting
I
of
was
these
talking
two.
about
And so it's
this
the Celtics
Isaiah
getting on the board
thing.
first.
I don't know what's going
That's
on
good.
right now.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that
See what
basket
happens.
starts to get bigger.
Boston's gone 1 of 2 from
Isaiah
long
and
range in the
Kyrie.
first quarter. It's Brown with the drive. Good.
Oh my God.
Brown's got his first
I was
points of the
saying,
night.
if I were the Celtics, I wouldn't give up anything more.
So for the Wizards, their last game a loss to the
I'm not the
Pacers in Indiana.
Celtics, so.
And hard to say whether it was
Is this
the
roster
game plan
available already?
that let them down or just the inability
This is on
to really
NBA
bring the fire
2K16
on that side of the ball.
on
And guys, it
the
was a bit
PS4.
befuddling to me as to why they stuck
And
with
it's
it.
available
I mean, they dug
from
themselves a
the
hole and
guy's
couldn't find
name
the tweaks they
that I
needed
put down,
to get out of
Nuleous.
Kyrie Irving may be
go
the
look
best ball
up his
handler in the league. There are a
profile,
lot of guys
you'll
with
find
good
it.
handles. He is definitely in the top 5. If not, he's got to be in the conversation.
And arguably the most talented player at his position. I mean, he can get wherever he wants to on the court. He's athletic, an unbelievable finisher as well. I think that's
Wow,
something
and
that
he missed
oftentimes
it.
gets underrated. Maybe the best finisher in the league.
Agreed.
Really
So yeah,
nice
just go
It's
look
called
up.
Nuleous.
What's that? Go look up the Nuleous roster. Nuleous on PS4.
There. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
Now, here is Irving.
Okay.
And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night.
Yeah, so at the end of the profile name that you search for is Nuleous, spelt exactly the same.
You know, Kyrie Irving really
Capital N?
as a ball handler because
I believe it's a capital N, but you can try out lowercase.
you can't play him to one side, and he's ambidextrous as a finisher too.
There's only one
He's so
Nuleous.
creative and crafty, terrific at the rim with both hands.
Trey Burke's checked in for Washington. Celtics also with a sub. Rozier's checked in. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach.
Let me know if you find
Doris,
it.
what did he have to say?
He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already.
I'm curious
Whether
if
it's
he's going to
passing,
keep it,
shooting,
though,
or
because
penetrating,
obviously we
need
don't
our
I
know.
will
guys in the
sub.
backcourt to really get up into him, and
I
our
know.
bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys,
3
you
seconds.
can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
All right, Doris, thank you very much.
Hey bro, I
And one
liked
thing
video
about
and
Irving's
subbed. Can
ball
you
handling,
please
he
sub
does
back?
a great job of protecting the ball. A very low rate of turnovers for a player as aggressive as he is on the bounce.
Now, here is Irving. A stupendous finish in traffic.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
Morris with a screen on Irving. Beal against Irving. Another shot, and he gets it to go.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him two.
Is this assess in my league? Will you play every game?
Here's Rozier.
I've
And looking
been
at his
simulating
production,
some
he averages
games.
a little more than 7 points a game.
But
Tee
yeah,
the pass
this
to
is
Rozier.
a full schedule. I'm doing the franchise mode,
Beal against
but I haven't
Irving.
been playing most of
Just
the
4
games.
to shoot. Boston needs to get off a shot. Unloads from 13. Offensive rebound. Rozier the pass to Horford.
As you can tell, I'm still pretty rough at this
The
game.
kick out to Irving. Here's Rozier. Burke covering. Tries again with the clock winding down. And it's Rozier missing. Washington trailing. Burke with it. Here's Morris. And it's sent back by Horford. Here's Rozier. 8 points his last outing.
All right, Kyrie, do something.
Irving dishes to Horford. Pass to Rozier. Here's Irving. And
Oh my
the
God!
rejection by
What the
Mahimi.
heck was that?
And Beal kicks to Porter. The dish to Burke.
Somebody's open.
Morris with the screen for Burke. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and
Okay, I'm gonna put you
I found
there.
it.
All right.
2-2.
So yeah, let me know what you think.
Hayward. Well, clearly, guys, Trey Burke is a guy who
It,
has talent, drafted number 9 overall, 2013.
It's got some quirks to it, like Marcus Smart is way too good. He's an 87 base. Yeah, so some of the things in it aren't too accurate. but-
Columbus, Ohio, went to
Hey,
the
all
University
the
of
players are
Michigan.
there.
But so far, you know, Greg, in the NBA, he's
And he said he's gonna switch the
And
ratings.
that's a great
Are the
point. And
players
part of the
overall
issue is,
updated?
you know, he was a scoring
Yeah,
guard
as far as
in a
I can
point guard's
tell.
body. And one thing
But
that
they're not
happens in college when you're
accurate
the best
to
player,
NBA
it's a lot
2K18
easier.
yet.
Now you move up to the
He said
next
he might
level,
add that
you have to change
once it comes
what
out.
you do on the floor to impact the game, and that's
He'll
been a
update
challenge
the,
for him thus far
player ratings.
early in his career.
Interesting. And it's Rozier missing.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And Gortat kicks to Burke.
No,
His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And, you know, going back to Trey Burke, for a guy with a scoring mindset, he has some limitations there. His field goal percentage was under 40 his first 2 seasons. Part of that is because he doesn't have the explosiveness to get to the rim.
Now here's Porter. 14 points from him the last game against Indiana. Now here's Burke. He's covered by Brown.
Terrible foul.
And, you know, talking about Trey Burke, at his size, he needs to become a more consistent playmaker. I know he's a competitor. Very successful in college, wants to play a lot of minutes in the pros. But to do that, he needs to reshape his game and I think adopt a pass-first
Try to show off
mentality.
how ridiculous
Celtics making a
Smart
switch
is.
here. Smart's checked in. Will it go? Rebound,
Yeah,
Washington.
he couldn't
They've
hit that.
been beating
He's
him
really good
to
at
a lot of
dunking.
those loose balls and rebounds.
I don't know
here
if
to
that's
start.
his game.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's
not that good a
really a
slasher.
function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
With 4 seconds on the clock. And there's the nice layup by Gortat.
You have to be disciplined on defense, Kevin. Biting on every pump fake isn't going to get it done.
The Wizards roster kinda off.
He talked about the identity of the Wizards.
Defensively, just being that gritty.
The Wizards aren't exactly the first team that you think of when it comes to gritty and grimy team defense, but maybe he's really got a point here on how tough the Washington defense can be.
Well, it's been good enough to have taken them further than most thought they'd go. And you don't get there without the defense, Kevin. You know that. I'm really impressed, though, with Wall's mindset in all of that.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Rozier is terrible. I shouldn't have put him in the starting lineup.
Has the Celtics-Cavs trade gone through?
It has not, which is why I made the video, because I was talking at the beginning about how I don't know if I'm the Celtics, I wouldn't add anything to that trade.
Greg, no uncontested shots for the most part. That's why they've had success.
But we'll see what
On the court
happens.
for the Celtics, we've got Rozier. Marcus Morris is out there with
Yeah, I
Aaron
personally
Baines.
wouldn't add
Then it's the
anything
kid,
more
and it's
than
Brown
what's already
at the
been
shooting guard position.
put in
Looking
there.
at who's out there now for the Celtics. T's checked in for Aaron Baines.
Maybe a
And
second
Marcus
Round
Smart
pick.
is subbed in for Rozier. For
That'd be
Boston, they have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight.
And you
I wouldn't
really
give
got to
him
give them
Tatum.
a ton of credit for what they've done at the free throw line this season. How about 82% as a unit?
And, guys, I'd have to credit the work they put in at the free throw line to
who
practice
knows
this
what
season.
Danny Ainge is gonna
because
do.
they have noticeably
Never know.
improved since a year ago.
And Washington making a change here. Morris is checked in. Beal can't get it to go.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but
I always
he
do
can
the
really
double
cause
tap.
problems with
I
his
don't mean
defense.
to do it, but
And Meeks kicks to Gortat. Morris passes to Smith. Back to Morris. Wizards passing it around. Meeks, good.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Brown the pass to the kid. Takes the 3. Rebound by Smith.
And I like the ball.
yeah, so this will probably be a reset. You know what I'll do? I'll just sim it. Let's see what happens. Oof. Celtics lost by a ton. I would have been more competitive than that. Alright, let's get the roster in order for the next game. Mavericks, Toronto, Chicago. I'll play the Mavs. Gershon Yabusele. Oops. Yeah, so Yabusele is our power forward. Alright.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
I'm gonna play with the Rockets, maybe pick up Carmelo.
Yeah, I think Dwayne Wade was gonna go to Cleveland too. That isn't confirmed yet, I don't think, but they think he's gonna get bought out and go to Cleveland. I don't know. I'm kind of rooting. If the Celtics don't win, I'm rooting for
To the
Isaiah.
NBA here on 2K Sports, a special
rooting for
Martin Luther
Cleveland.
King Day edition.
If they don't
Along with
win.
Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Home court advantage goes to the Mavericks playing here in
course,
the
that's
American
assuming
Airlines Center. This is an
that the
important
trade
game for them
goes
because
through.
they've really been struggling. Just one win in their last 5 games.
Yeah, and remember, this is the second and final time these teams will see one another, so they're going to want to ensure things turn out a bit differently this time around. I expect them to be as aggressive as we've seen all season.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they'll have to come out strong.
Cops
and get
chemistry will be back.
Losses happen. It's how you respond that really matters in this league. You got to be able to bounce back.
Defense was
And now
bad.
the opening lineup for Boston. G is out there with Horford. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Hayward. And it's Smart in at the shooting guard position. Always seems the Mavs are able to compete for a title, Clark, but their window might be closing with some of their stars aging, namely Dirk Nowitzki.
You're exactly right, Kevin, because Dirk is the centerpiece of that franchise, has been for over a decade. They made the Rondo trade last year trying for a big finals run, but eventually they'll start to have to
I'm
build
a
for the
Spurs
future.
fan.
Here's Houdini. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
Irving drives in. Kicks to Smart. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist.
Oh, that is just
Smart's way
weak
too good.
defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
For Boston, they come into this one following a loss to the Wizards.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it and the arena started ramping up and cranking up, it was over.
Nice.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was
Yeah,
going
Smart
the other
is
way.
way too good.
That's exactly how you want to do it.
And so here is Dallas. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about
Wow.
their role players. I mean, the guys
They're doing
who they
terrible.
don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team
was an
performance,
awful
and
pass.
road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
And a fast break now for the Celtics. Irving leading the charge.
Wait, what was
And
that?
the rejection by
What was
Noel.
that? This game doesn't want me to
Now here's Barea. He's covered by Irving. To the paint. Ball's not loose.
Well, I am getting lucky.
And here comes Hayward, leading the fast break. And that one's good. And it's 7 points for Marcus Smart.
He's got all 7.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And the basket by
I don't know
Nowitzki.
who was supposed to
The
be on him.
first
It was
of a
supposed
lot
to
of
be
mid-range
Horford.
jumpers that we see.
Oh
from
my
him.
god.
And for Gerald Green, another productive year
What's
last
your
season coming
favorite
off the
team?
bench. Though it was a smaller
well,
role,
I'm from
a small
the
step back from the
Massachusetts area.
season
I
before
like
when he started
Celtics.
over half the games for the Suns.
Well,
But,
there was a long
you know, I'm not
jam in
beholden
Phoenix at the
to
wing
any
position last
particular
season. He
team.
certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
Horford with the rebound.
The defense needs to play
Like I
tight
said,
on
I'll
him,
probably
and
be
that's
rooting for
exactly what they
Cleveland
did to
if they
force
have
that
Isaiah.
miss. Well done.
Irving passes to
I
Horford.
like Isaiah. Oh my god.
Fast break, Dallas. And here we go. Good. And that makes it a tie ball game.
For Gerald Green, it's hard to not think about the star
Celtics
that could
aren't
have been.
even
In the
really-
Spurs.
Oh, you like the Spurs?
Right out of
The
high
Celtics
school,
aren't even like the
it was
Celtics
basically
anymore, though.
athleticism and
They're
upside
only
in his
returning
game
like
then. He's
4
finally
guys.
made it in the NBA now, but has improved with skills and guile in place of explosiveness.
Nowitzki gets a wide open look. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots.
The Spurs are always good. The Spurs are like the
They don't come
Patriots.
much
They're
better
always
or
good.
easier than that.
Now here's
Always
Smart.
count on them.
He's got 7.
Doesn't matter who they return
And G
on their
has it in
roster.
the corner. And the shot is good. G's got his first points in this one.
Always going to be good.
And talking about Gerald Green,
Be
it
really
seems
interesting
like
to see
he's
the
been in the
Patriots if
league
they,
forever. But he
ever
was only
lose,
29
Brady.
years old last season. By and
Eventually
large,
he's
he's
gonna have to get
avoided major
too old.
injury, so he's still got plenty of tread left on those tires if he wants to keep going at it for a little while longer.
Nowitzki, good.
How in the world did they let
Spurs
him get
always
that
good
wide
but
open?
always someone better who beat them.
Depends on the year.
We've got 1:28 left in the first. Here's G, defended by Nowitzki. G kicks to Horford. He dishes it to Irving. Let's go. But they get it back. Fires the 3.
True.
That doesn't go in either for Irving.
There was
He's
one
gonna
year
play
where
his
they
way
won.
right onto the bench and out of the game if he
I
continues
forget
to shoot it.
which
like
year
he
it
has
was,
so
but
far in this
they
quarter.
had like no
Just
business
such a
winning,
well-rounded
and they
offensive
won it.
player. He's
I
got
don't know
a
if it was the
little
year
bit of
Cleveland
everything.
was good.
Clark, some
forget.
tough offensive
Been a
sets.
bit.
They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a
But
basket
yeah, they
just to
came
regain
out of
some
nowhere
momentum here,
one
Kevin.
year.
Oh, he has just struggled here offensively in the quarter.
Now here's Barea following the miss by Kyrie
They were
Irving.
really old, so you just didn't expect it.
And Smart with a clear path to the hoop. Now
Was it
that's how to finish the
2014?
break. Down with force.
You know what? He wasn't going to
Probably.
wait around for any help on that break.
Solo
There was one year where it didn't seem like
all the way.
they
How
just
about
seemed
that for a little
older,
bit
and
of limerick?
they still won it.
I'm going to let it slide.
Now they have
Here's Houdini.
Kawhi Leonard.
Boy,
so
he
they're
was
good
something
again.
else against San Antonio. 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Horford kicks to Hayward. A 3-ball.
Come
And
on,
it's Noel
Hayward.
with the
Wide
rebound.
open.
3-on-3. Houdini passes to Noel with 1 on the clock, and Green with the lay-in. Green's got 6 points.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
I don't think he got it off.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still
They
a close
didn't
game.
even look
It's
at it.
Dallas. They lead by 3. After this,
I guess it was so
and Dirk
blatantly after the
Nowitzki steadily
whistle.
climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player. Clark destined for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you know, people now talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki
I think
type.
the best player
And
ever
that's
is
a type
Kareem
any team would like to
Abdul-Jabbar.
have. One of the greatest power forwards in NBA history.
I was watching a
for
video
sure.
the other day. I'm trying to remember which player it was.
Happy Martin Luther King
wanna
Day,
say it was an
everyone,
Atlanta
and welcome
Hawks
back
star.
as we get going again here at 2K Sports.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
And let's quickly break down the game
They
we've
were
seen here,
trying to
guys,
make
from the
a case
Mavericks.
for him.
It's all
Just
about their defense. They have just done a
Obviously, you didn't have to
terrific
win,
job
but
of negating
at least not
the
that
timing and
champion.
spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
On the floor for Boston, they've got Horford. G is out there with Hayward. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Smart in at the 2 spot. Well, with Nerlens Noel coming out, we knew he'd be a plus shot blocker. He set the Kentucky single game record with 12 in a game shot blocks. He also knew he had the chance to be a great rebounder, but we definitely knew he needed help with his shot, and that will continue on into next year.
Yeah,
Obviously,
you know,
the
he
Celtics
spent the
fan,
year
like
rehabbing that knee,
Garnett
but also
and
spent
Pierce.
that year correcting
Allen,
his shooting
although now
form. And we're
Allen
not
is like
talking about just
the
a
team-
tweak
the
when it
teammates
comes
don't like him
to shooting
for
the
some
basketball.
Irving from long range.
I don't know if they think he's a traitor.
That doesn't go in either for Irving.
I don't know.
The Mavericks leading.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 8 rings, 8 MVP all-time scorer
A
year.
little over a minute and a half in.
Bill Russell.
Here's
at
G.
11.
He was averaging around 5.5 points a game.
That was back when the league wasn't very good, though.
The shot from the low post is good.
He just had
G's got his second basket of the night.
Chamberlain
And, you know, going back to Nerlens Noel's shooting, the improvements to his form look really good. Even better is that he hit 60% from the line as a rookie. That may not sound like a great start, but at this stage of his development, that's great progress.
Horford dishes to G. Irving kicks to Hayward. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, one caution I have about Noel's improved shooting, you don't want him to fall in love with jumpers. He did shoot only 46%.
Chamberlain overrated.
Conversely, DeAndre Jordan shot 71% because he dunked everything and kept his head under the rim. It's a fine line between improving your game and playing within your limitations.
And he gets it to go.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Amazing.
Austin with the ball.
Well, depending on.
Only giving up 2 points this quarter. It's Brown with the drive.
Good. I think Russell is just underrated.
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game, Kevin.
But Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that you know, just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
I really don't. I think that he's one of those guys that just plays off of instinct, and they don't mind him making those kinds of plays, even in a close game.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Stolen by Miles. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Noel against Hayward. Noel passes to Barnes.
I'm gonna keep stream on so you can make that money but won't be here for a little.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Matthews left side. Feeds it to Miles. To the inside. Barnes. It's deflected.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here. Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Sometimes it doesn't seem like it was 3 seconds.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Getting ready for Dallas. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Gerald Green comes in for C.J. Miles. Houdini's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Smooth. The Celtics also changing it up. T's checked in for Marcus Morris. And T's subbed in for Gordon Hayward. And it's good. Green's got 8 points.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
I think so.
Here's Rozier, guarded by Barea. Rozier the pass to T. Celtics passing it around. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
Let's take a look at numbers for Houdini. His last 10 games, 5th in 3-point field goal percentage. 6th in assists, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And yeah, he's one of the lasers in the game. Just a hard man to put on ice.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you.
All right, let's get you out of here. I don't care if Kyrie's tired. Get back in there.
I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Nowitzki is screened. Barea kicks to Green. Chance there to take the lead, missing. Brown dishes to Baines. Pass to T. He kicks it to Baines. Here's Rozier to the middle. Here's T. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
The Celtics have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And they've increased their percentage quite a bit since last season, guys.
Irving's checked in for the Celtics.
Playing my first game with Rockets.
Now the dish to Green. 16 feet away, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net. And here is Irving. It's a tie game.
Coach, how would you...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. The biggest lead of the quarter was only 3 points as they traded baskets back and forth. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. Shaq, what's your take on Dallas?
They haven't gotten to the line enough, and I think that's an area they can improve. They need to be more aggressive. Right now they're hanging there, but this could change in the second half. They need to challenge defenders and try to control the momentum and get to the foul line a little bit more.
Look at that free throw.
And over to Kenny. What did you think
9
about
for 19?
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is
free throw, or was that field goal percentage? Maybe that was field goal percentage, because that would be really bad free throw shooting.
And welcome back to our special presentation of the NBA for Martin Luther King Day. We've seen Gerald Green really having a great game.
And in terms of points in
Gerald
that first
Green's
half,
on
you
this
know,
team.
he's now at
He's
a point
always-
where we
he's
expect
ridiculous
him
in these
to
games.
perform that way.
And Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet
They make
he
Gerald
adds a
Green
lot more to
really
his
good in
totals
this
after
team.
the break.
He's like smart.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy
on
of
these-
Gatorade,
on
all
this
filled
roster.
up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, J.J. Barea is out there with
Job,
Houdini.
Irving.
Then there's Nowitzki. Then there's Nerlens Noel. And it's Green in at the 3, the small forward.
And for Kyrie Irving, it had been a long time coming. Last season, he finally played in his first postseason with the Cavs. And up until the unfortunate injury, he certainly made the most of it.
It's stolen by G. And Hayward with a clear path to the hoop.
You have got
I wasn't
to be
sure what
kidding
they
me.
were
Clark,
doing.
talk about taking things into your own hands.
I tell you what, that's one of those plays where you want to get credit for not only the bucket, but also the assist.
Here's Houdini. And Boston with the rebound.
No.
And think again about the playoffs last year, Clark. They weren't all sunshine and roses for Irving. He had to play through a tough leg injury in the conference semifinals, and of course the injury in the finals, the fractured kneecap, and he was gone.
Yeah, that was really painful to watch, seeing him go out for the rest of the playoffs with that fractured kneecap, a freak injury, but he'll grow from it and be better.
Just his first attempt. Dallas again missing.
You love the closeout on that possession.
Excellent. Boy, he's He's just
Probably
dangling
should
from
watch
the rim
some of
after
these
sending it
replays.
through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. And he lobs it up toward the rim and slam dunk by Smart.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better
That's how
not.
you
I
do
mean,
the
they've
alley-oop.
got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
Here's the floater. That one's in there. The Boston lead
way.
is cut to just 5 on the basket from Berea. The
Scratching
Celtics
that
have
one
gone
off.
4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. And he gets it to go.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
Here's Houdini, and it's sent back by Horford. And
Oh, no. Bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
And taking the
Technical
technical
call,
there
dude,
is the
bad
last thing you want to do. The opposite of
because they
smart
said
basketball.
the Mavericks shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
Aw.
And Green, no good on that one.
And Al Horford is just
that's
a
hilarious.
winner, guys. I mean, win 2 NCAA titles at his time playing for Florida. His teammates call him the Godfather because of how
I gotta watch
calm and
my mouth.
quiet he is in terms of his leadership and the mentoring he provides. It's been the same here in the NBA.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas.
Still taking
C.J.
it
Miles,
easy.
he's checked in for Noel. Matthews comes in for Houdini.
Gotta win
And
this game
Smooth
after that.
subbed in for J.J. Barea. And he gets it to go.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Boston leading by 7. And that Florida team with Horford, Noah, and Corey Brewer, such a tight-knit group. All those
Nice.
guys still competing and
Smart is
defending at a
dominating.
very high level now in the NBA.
Each of those guys very team first in their approach. That's what they're about, winning. And because they've experienced championship winning, they stay locked into that task.
That's what I get
Textbook.
when you
Nice
don't
pass,
control
great
the,
catch,
center.
even better finish.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Smart kicks to Hayward. Dishes it to G. Back to Hayward. Now the feed to G. Nice move. The basket good off the assist from Hayward.
Golden Bear.
Hayward's got his third assist on the night.
It seems that every pass
that's
they
his
make is
nickname.
leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Dallas calls timeout. And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark, last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract
Everybody's
players in the
getting
NBA.
max contract.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Gerald Green. That one's in there. The Boston lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Dirk Nowitzki. Here's Rozier. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Miles, the pass to Smooth. He feeds it to Nowitzki. Down low. And there's Miles. That's good on the
ridiculous.
assist
No
by
way.
Nowitzki.
Coming
Now
back.
just a 5-point Celtic lead.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentages. But really impressive, his shooting percentages were way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development. And give it up for the little fella on the inside there. Great rebound, even though he had to really fight for it.
Wesley Matthews on the wing. Nowitzki with the screen on Brown. It's deflected. And pushing it up, here's Boston. But they get it back. Rozier the pass to Baines. Nice ball movement by Boston.
Wide open.
The pass to T. And another shot.
No,
And it's Rozier missing.
I knew he'd missed that
Mavericks
one.
trail by 5.
Just missed it. We gotta get the starters back in there. You... can't get Kyrie in there yet. Can get Smart. We can't really get anybody else in there. Put Morris in. Okay.
On the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved too. He'll need another year of development like that to silence the doubters.
They set the screen. Here's Matthews.
No way.
That one wide left. Round the pass to T. Nowitzki with the steal.
Just like
Mike.
it right off.
The shot is off.
Okay, Dallas, stepping onto the court.
Happy Martin Luther King Day, everyone, and welcome back as we get going again here at 2K Sports. Boston leading by 5 on the floor for Boston. They've got T. Aaron Baines out there with Horford. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Smart in at the point guard position. Green dishes to Barea. Right side, Green. Rebounded by the Celtics. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Smart kicks to Morris. Out to the wing and stolen by Barnes. Green, the pass to Barea. It's blocked. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. Barnes against Horford. Noel sets a screen for Barnes. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Barnes has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Mavs. Pass to Smart. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
You know, Smart is playing well. He's got 13 points now and 3 great steals.
He's just been impossible to contain. He's been unreal in this game.
Utterly fantastic is how I would categorize that performance, Greg.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
There's the screen. There's a screen by Noel. Barea dishes to Green. The 3, 6 on the shot clock. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
It's stolen by Green. Kicks to Barea. He dishes it to Barnes. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got his 3rd assist on the night. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And also, I've been extremely impressed with their interior D. Their rim protection has been as good as it gets.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Brad Stevens was giving to his team. We can't let up now. If we stay and make a few plays, we'll be right back in it. His message was clear. Stay the course, Kevin.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And Noel kicks to Green. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
And guys, Gerald Green looked to be out of the NBA at one point in his career. But since coming back from Russia, he has completely re-embedded himself as a player.
And for Gerald Green and him reinventing himself, really was just known as a dunker before heading overseas.
You know, Kevin, he came back with a better shot and a better understanding of how to win as a player. Strange to think that there was a time that he couldn't find a way onto an NBA roster. Missed a chance to put them up 3. That's going to affect how they set up on defense this trip now.
Smart passes to Horford. Hayward. And the rejection by Noel.
Messed up.
Some firepower, Clark, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they
Yeah.
really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Out of bounds, Boston takes possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you
Got
have
to go by.
have your head in the game.
Irving dishes to G. Back to Irving. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. To end the run. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. There's a screen by Noel. Feeds it to Green. And it's sent back by Horford. Hayward on the wing, guarded by Barea. And Hayward at the stuff.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
There's a screen by Noel. Pass to Green. Shoots from the baseline, and that one's good. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Hayward kicks to Smart. Back to Hayward. Passes to Smart. 6 on the shot clock. The shot is off. Great D that time from Green. Barnes passes to Houdini. There's a screen by Noel. The drive by Green. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
And that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Mavericks making a switch here. Nowitzki's checked in. Dallas calls timeout. They're up by 2. 1:33 left in the fourth. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Boston. Houdini passes to Noel. Got a piece of it. Hayward outside. He kicks to Smart to take the lead. That is off the mark. He's shooting 60% on 6 of 10 shots. Houdini passes to Barea. And Hayward with the block. Now here's Smart. Defense right on him. Wide open look. That one rolling around and rims out.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Green dishes to Barea. Another miss by Barea.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
I agree. I mean, he would have been better off using it on the floor and not on the shot. But the foul had to come either way, so it is what it is.
Game could be on the line right here.
It's basically now or never for them.
A tough position. There's a screen by Noel. Green kicks to Nowitzki. Shoots from the line. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
Nowitzki, what an offensive force he can be.
No time to spare. They need... Those are huge points.
Beyond huge, partner. I mean, they needed that bucket desperately.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making it.
And those free throws will mean a ton now. It makes it a 2-possession game.
Here's Baines. And the shot no good, a bit short. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
lost by 2. Alright, maybe I'll do one more. One last game. The Wizards, the Nuggets, Toronto. Yeah, we'll play Toronto. Probably gonna lose again though.
The
Again, I don't
2K
know if I'll
Sports
save
pregame show.
Hello, fellow basketball fans.
Or else my season might go down the tubes. Let's see. I'll start Baines. Where is he? Okay. I can't remember if we did the pick and roll or we just did auto. I'll do auto for now. And should I crash the defensive glass or run in transition? I didn't really notice us losing the rebound battle that bad. Okay. This is the last game that I'm gonna do, because what time is it?
It's the Eastern Conference on display, featuring the Boston Celtics. It's Wednesday Night Basketball, live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. For the Raptors, happy to be here in Toronto right now in the midst of a nice homestand. These are the games that challenge you. Guys, they will have their work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with a win.
It's go time. Now, these are two teams whose rivalry goes way back, and anytime they renew it, the fans, as well as all that are involved, are going to be in for a treat.
I like that. Go time. That's a good way to put it. I mean, this will be a testy encounter between these two. The build-up to the game has been extremely intense. I think everybody's expecting some kind of volatility to erupt on the floor today.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Hayward out there with Horford. Then there's Smart. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Baines in at the 5. Lowry kicks to Valanciunas. And good. Got to finally bounce off the right side of the rim. What about Kyle Lowry on offense? The last 2 seasons, he's been absolutely dominant.
Yeah, he's developed enough as a point guard now to where he really knows how to direct and lead his team. He's not just a catalyst anymore. He's a leader, and that's the big difference I see with him. And his shot has become more refined.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
You know, and talking about Lowry, you see his shooting percentages didn't change much, but his output sure did. I mean, averaging 17 points and 7 assists a game the past 2 seasons. He also converted more threes. I mean, there's very little he can't do on the offensive end.
Top of the key, Ibaka. Kept alive with the second effort. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin. You know, getting back to Lowry, I really admire his aggressiveness. On the break in the half-court set, doesn't really matter. He's really the guy who makes it happen for his team. And he's a potent straw stirring that drink.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. That's going to send Marcus Smart to the line.
Hit Smart's free throws.
That one on DeRozan. The Raptors have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Lowry with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. There's a screen. Irving against Lowry. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Smart. 17 points for him last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
Lowry against Irving. Back to Lowry. Fires from the corner. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Dwayne Casey. He talked about the impact that Al Horford can have on a game and how they'll have their work cut out for them dealing with him. He said Horford's just a complete ball player. He does all the things you want from a big man. He can shoot, handle, and pass. He's always a tough matchup, but it starts with matching his energy level. Kevin, we'll see if they have what it takes.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Here's Baines. Here's Hayward. Kicks it to Horford. It's stolen by Valanciunas.
We had to get rid of it and get out of the game quick.
Lowry drives in. Valanciunas passes to Lowry. Teardrop shot, and he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way. As much as you just saw him do there, glad they pinned a flagrant on it.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time.
That was ridiculous. That was a really weird sequence.
Here's DeRozan. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That is his first foul of the game.
Get a loose ball
He's jacked in for Toronto.
I feel like whatever you say on the mic,
Celtics trail by 4.
They react a certain way, like they getting upset.
On the wing, Irving. Now recovering. Here's Baines. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too. Yeah. But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
Now here's Smart. 5 points in the game. And Baines kicks to Irving. Misses the three. Raptors leading by 4. Here's Muhammad. And that one goes long.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
Get up there, Baines.
Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Muhammad, the pass to Powell. Makes it off the glass. Powell's got his first 2 points. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Raptors.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too. There's some good defense for you. I mean, for somebody who's as good at shooting the three as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against it. That was well done.
I like that. They obviously put the right guy on him.
Stick around. I mean, I feel like
one thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
Some changes for Toronto. Thunder's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. The kid comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And it's Powell in for DeMar DeRozan. The Celtics also changing it up. Marcus Morris is checked in for Aaron Baines. The kid comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Brown in for Smart. Here's Irving. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
Make some offense.
And talking about Lowry, going to Toronto was a godsend for him. I mean, he had clashed with a number of coaches early in his career. His hard-headedness had been working against him. But in Toronto, he learned how to buy into a system and save the wrath for his opponent.
And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Toronto leading by 6. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Pass to the kid. Ring shot on the way. Outside for Lowry. Powell down low. Covered by Irving. Goes back up. Powell. That's good.
They didn't switch me to the guy they thought they would switch me to.
8 seconds left in the first. Horford has a wide open look. And yep, finally drops
He
after
missed
rolling
that.
around the rim.
I would have.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size.
Good stream, bro. I liked and subbed. Can you sub back, please? Emoji fire.
This Raptors team. The question is whether or not that team unity, as rare as it is making a difference for the Raptors. Does it make Kyle Lowry any better? Do they just give it more time?
You know, you could argue it both ways, Kevin, because it's worked both ways. I mean, teams that couldn't stand one another have won rings, and so have tight-knit groups who were really close. So there's really no magic formula. I think there's a little bit of art to go with.
Where's Baines playing right now? He shouldn't even be in the game. What? Put Gershon in there.
The science in that.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. What do you guys think about the Raptors here in this one?
I just really like what we're seeing from a defensive standpoint, forcing a lot of turnovers with those quick hands.
Yeah, those active hands, Greg, have produced a number of steals early. They've been very...
All right, that's quitting time. Well, so yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with IT and Kyrie. I don't know if anything has happened. You know what? I'll just check Twitter just to make sure. Nothing has happened. Cavs fans trying to argue that the trade is that we should throw in more. Like, I don't know. I definitely, just personally, I wouldn't throw in anything more than a second rounder. But yeah, I don't think the deal. I don't think. Let's see. I don't think the deal would be worth it if they threw in another first round pick. But like somebody was saying, they were trying to argue that the pick, that it would be worth it if or that we should give up more because we're getting an all-star caliber player, but we're giving up an all-star caliber player who, when healthy, is very good. He might be injured right now, but if he's good towards the end of the season, he's great. And this guy we're getting is only going to be here for one more year after this, unless he re-signs. So, NBA sources say that the Celtics will not include Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum in a Kyrie trade, but are willing to add a second-round pick. Okay, yeah, see, that makes sense. Anything more than a second-round pick, though, I'd be pissed as a fan. But I don't know. I don't know what Danny's thinking. This is the guy that tried to give up like all his draft picks for who was the player a few years back that declared. Tried to give up basically everybody for this player.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
It's an All-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Celtics come into town for this one. Bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. For the Raptors, happy to be here in Toronto right now in the midst of a nice homestand. These are the games that challenge you, guys. They will have the work certainly cut out for them, but they believe they can come away with the win.
This is
Okay, here it is. The Celtics wanted to trade 6 picks for the Hornets' number 9 pick. Like, that was ridiculous. That would have been a fleece. They wanted Justice Winslow for 6 draft picks. Sometimes the best moves.
one of those games when you look at your calendar, it's certain before the schedule's even released. So it's one of the best rivalries we have in our league. And guys, this is the one you do not want to miss.
No doubt about it, because it seems like these two teams always have a reason to be angry at each other, a little chippy at the very least, and that brings out the best basketball in both of them.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Celtics, we've got Hayward. Smart is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then it's G, and it's Horford in at the center, filling out the middle.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category.
Oh my god, this is terrible. Alright, I have to make some changes to the roster. I have to move up certain guys, because this is not good. Game plan. Gershon should not be the starter. It should be, where are you? Baines. And then Baines should be starting at center. And Horford at the PF. Although, yeah, Horford should get more minutes. There we go. That's where horrible St.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Oops. Alright, this will be absolutely the last time I play them. If we get blown out. If we get blown out, that's it.
It's the Eastern Conference on display, featuring the Boston Celtics. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. For the Raptors, happy to be here in Toronto right now in the midst of a nice homestand. Facing off here against a very talented ball club, guys. This is a tremendous chance for them to put all their skill and talent on display.
Yeah, and as far as the regular season goes, this is as good as it gets. This truly, to me, is the definition of a rivalry. I mean, a game between these two teams has always been special.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen a ton of great games between them in the past. It's hard not to get amped up when they face each other. I've been looking forward to this one for a while.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for Boston. Irving is out there with Smart. And it's Hayward. Then there's Horford. And it's Baines in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. I mean, would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
It's stolen by DeRozan. And oh, here we go, DeRozan.
Of course, the two slowest guys to prevent the break.
How's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, no hesitation at all, taking that one to the basket. Beautifully done.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Now here's Smart. 17 points for him last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And also 3 steals. So he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side. Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Valanciunas passes to Muhammad. On the wing, DeRozan with the fadeaway. Hayward grabs the board.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Irving against Valanciunas. And a foul on the shot. They'll go to the stripe for 2. The Celtics shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And you really got to give them a ton of credit for what they've done at the free throw line this season. How about 82% as a unit?
And guys, I'd have to credit the work they put in at the free throw line to practice this season. I mean, because they have noticeably improved since a year ago.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
T's checked in for Boston. The Raptors shooting their first foul shot of the night. Smart dishes to Hayward. Picked by Horford. Smart kicks to Irving. Here's Horford. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
The Raptors making a switch here. Powell's checked in. She's checked in for Boston. Now here's Muhammad. There's the pick. Outside Lowry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Dives for it. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Stolen.
Dang it.
He kicks it to Ibaka. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Ibaka's got his first points in this one. Celtics trail by 3.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Here's Lowry. After Gordon Hayward's bucket, Lowry kicks to Ibaka and stolen by Horford. Here's Hayward.
Oh my God,
Here's the feed to Irving. To the wing right side. Smart. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
I'm all right with him taking that shot close to the hoop, but really not from long range.
As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Thunder's checked in for Ibaka. The kid comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And it's Powell in for DeMar DeRozan. Here's the kid. And again, Toronto no luck. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Smart passes to Horford. No good. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
They played well enough to win that game. It really could have gone either way.
Yeah, you've got to play the entire 4 quarters. I mean, they played well for 3.5 quarters. And that's just not enough. You can't expect to win if you don't play a full game.
Smart dishes to Horford. To the middle. Here's Irving. And that one's good.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here is Lowry. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Al Horford with the rebound. What a season for Al Horford last year. Such a great display from him and his team as he led the Hawks to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
And for all the team accomplishments the Hawks had, Horford was able to hit some of his own milestones as well. Had his first career triple-double last season.
Boston making some changes. Marcus Morris comes in for Al Horford. And it's Brown in for Marcus Smart.
Smart.
Now the pass to the kid. It's stolen by Morris. And pushing it up, here's Boston. And it's Brown missing.
Horford was really a cog in all aspects of the Hawks last season. I mean, a major cog. Just a consistent presence inside with his 15 points and 7 boards a game.
Here's Powell. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. 30 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Now here's Hayward. He's guarded closely. Misses in close.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Now here is Lowry. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. From deep. That's good. Lowry's got himself on the board with 3 there. And Serge Ibaka, becoming known for his shooting ability now. He talked about the confidence. If you wonder how much difference a coach can make for a player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponents.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
We've got DeRozan. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Ibaka. Then there's Lowry. And it's Powell in at the 2 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Raptors with the lead.
Reaching so easy. I'd like Semi to come out. Who else can we put in? Tatum.
And so here's Toronto. Feeds it to Muhammad. And the kid picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
You know, right call. Gave the officials no choice there. I mean, they've got to make that call over the back.
Yeah, I mean, he went chest first into the man in front of him. My goodness, I'm not an official, and I could have gotten that one right.
T's checked in for the kid. Screen by Valanciunas. It's DeRozan with the drive. The floater. And Ibaka with the lay-in. And now a 5-point Raptor lead.
You know, the teardrop sometimes is one of those, oh no, oh no, oh yeah shots.
Here's T. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game. What handle? He broke the D down to the ground with that move.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Raptors?
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Rozier the pass to Morris. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
Morris. He's weak. I think I'm gonna take him out of, like, I don't think I'm even gonna let him be on the roster the way he's playing.
And here's a look at the stats for Champ. How last month turned out for him: 5th in steals, 7th in blocks, and he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And back to what you said, I mean, he's stealth like a ninja. You had the ball, now you don't, and you never saw him coming.
Boston making a switch here. Horford's checked in. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Powell kicks to DeRozan. And Baines pulls it down.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
Rozier the pass to Brown. Kicks it to Baines. Here's T. No good from outside.
Boy, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide-open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania, Clark, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with this combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
DeRozan with it. Picked up by Brown. It's DeRozan with the drive. And Ibaka slams it in.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Celtics trail by 8. Brown the pass to Rozier. Nice ball movement by Boston. Down low. Here's Horford. Nice D from Valanciunas.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Here's Horford. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
That's really the area where they like all of their shots to come from.
Raptors leading by 6.
He would have gotten a breakaway.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Yeah, Al Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other, but this is one of those guys that does it all.
The Celtics making a switch here. G's checked in for Horford. Hayward comes in for T. Marcus Smart's checked in for Brown. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Rozier.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Celtics trail by 9. And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space, covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
So he gets them both. Raptors leading by 7. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and the dunk by DeRozan.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
Baines dishes to Hayward. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Kept alive. Powell. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And now it's an 11-point Toronto lead. Smart with the ball. Now guarded by DeRozan. And Baines kicks to G. Pass to Baines. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped?
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark? Brilliant throwdown.
Just exerting his authority on that play.
36 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Picked off in midair. Pushing it up. Shot is good, and the Toronto lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from Hayward.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Here's the kid. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And the Raptors lead by 7.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny. DeMar DeRozan putting in some serious work for the team tonight. He ended up with 50. And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
Second half underway. Here's who Brad Stevens got on the floor. Hayward out there with Horford. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Aaron Baines. And it's Smart in at the 2.
It's like a little easy. Well, I mean, I guess it's not bad easy.
Irving against Lowry. Passes it to Muhammad. He feeds it to Ibaka. Stolen by Smart. And pushing it up. Here's Boston. Horford's got the ball. Smart passes to Hayward. Baines dishes to Horford. Pass to Smart. Goes back up. And the bucket counts. He's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
The defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
And Muhammad kicks to DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. A wide open look here for Ibaka. And again, Toronto with the triple. And one thing about DeMar DeRozan, such sweet mid-range jump shooting accuracy. It was his bread and butter in college, and Greg the same here in the pros.
And he gets tremendous lift going up, really squares himself to the rim and releases it quickly. Almost an impossible shot to defend. And great effort on the boards, and what a mean dog that was, Kev. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pumpkin. You know, you look at DeRozan. I mean, he wants to expand his game. He's been working on a three-point shot, but hit only 28% from behind the arc last season. That's not going to help you win on the biggest stage.
Can't make good off the pick.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Here's Horford. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And speaking of DeRozan, if he wants to expand his game, I think he should actually take it further inside than outside. He has the size, the strength, the leaping ability to succeed at the rim, and that could improve his field goal accuracy, which at 41% is much more a product of shot selection than his ability to make shots. I can't believe defenders are not aware. They cannot allow him that position.
Yeah, you're right about that, Greg. He's put a no trespassing allowed on that spot of the floor. It's all his.
Here's Muhammad. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got in good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Taking 2 shots.
Muhammad hits them both.
I'm not using that chain anymore.
For Boston, they come into this one following a loss to Dallas.
And in that game, guys, their three-point shooting really was their own worst enemy. Even when they got the open looks, they just had an inability to knock them down.
And guys, you've seen it happen to every team. You have to be a threat from beyond the arc nowadays, and if your team goes cold...
Oh, come on. That's definitely it. So I'll see you guys next time.